unboxings and 2 just showcases, I guess. I've got 2 packages that arrived today. One looks like this from Amazon, I believe, and one looks like this, definitely from eBay. Very well wrapped. And then 2 that I ordered and opened, because I just did. One is a favorite of my wife's, and I like this movie too. It's a romantic comedy, I guess you'd say. It's certainly a romance. I'm not sure it's a comedy. I guess it's sort of a comedy. It has its comedic moments. I'm not sure. Yes, it's a romantic comedy, or as they are sometimes affectionately called, rom-coms. And I like romantic comedies. I like comedies. If there's a little love story in there, it doesn't hurt. I love this actress. I've not seen her in everything she's done, but I've seen her in most of the things she's done. She's, got a certain spark, and I don't mean just on camera, though she certainly has that. Personality-wise, she's got a spark, though. She's got a spunk to her that I like. And I've liked her in pretty much everything she's done, and that is Reese Witherspoon. And this movie is the Blu-ray 10th anniversary. I don't think there's any digital copy or anything with it. And there's some extras. But it's Sweet Home Alabama. I like this movie. It tells the story of Reese Witherspoon, who is pretending she's something she's not. She's in New York City. She becomes engaged to the Patrick Dempsey character. You may recognize him as McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy, one of my wife's favorite shows, and one of her favorite characters. I could care less about him. Yeah, he is become engaged to her, and his mother is not a big fan. She being the mayor of New York, I believe, and played by Candice Bergen, who's really good. You may remember her from Murphy Brown days and other things, but Murphy Brown's what she's most known for. Anyway, that's and then her ex-husband, or not ex, her estranged husband, is still in town, and she comes back to try to get a divorce from him so she can get remarried, and it kind of goes from there. So, really like it. She's the southern girl in the big city, trying to be the something she isn't. So, you can only imagine how that goes. Secondly, without the slip, but I don't know, I can live without the slip. I don't think the slip was all that special on this one anyway. It says it's one of the year's best films. I have not seen this. Some special features, which is good. But this is the Blu-ray, the digital copy, which for my money, those I would care about those more than the DVD. The best movie on this or any other planet, so says Pete Hammond from Deadline, wherever that is. And this is Matt Damon in The Martian. Heard good things, saw a few scenes from it, looked good. I think everybody knows the plot by now. A team of astronauts have landed on the planet Mars, and something goes awry. They think he's dead. They leave him behind. He's not dead. And now it's going to be 3 years before they can send somebody to get him. And without any water, without any food, without any shelter, or without much shelter, he's got to try to survive. And that's the premise of the movie. That's all I know. I haven't seen it, like I said. Next up, we'll open this one right here. This came from, where's my trusty knife here? Here we go. Get the old plate out here. Not 100% sure what this is. One of a couple things. I ordered a few things lately. Oh, okay. I know what this is. This was in my TV shows, and I mentioned that I had to order the first season. I own the second season, but I don't own the first season. So this is interesting how this is packaged here. Disc 1 and 2, Disc 3 and 4, Disc 5 and 6. So 6 discs here. And that is True Calling. The 6-disc collector's edition. This is a used copy, I suppose. I got it cheap. I have to see if this is new or used. I think that was used. Anyway, I got it for dirt cheap. Something like $5 off FYE. They sent me a 15% discount because they were worried I hadn't bought anything for a while from them. So that allowed me to pick this up. What if you had the power to change the future by reliving the past? For True Davies, that's the question she faces after her internship to medical school falls through, and she takes a job working the graveyard shift at the city morgue. Left alone her first night in the job, she's shocked when a dead woman opens her eyes and asks for help. True then awakens to find herself reliving the same day all over again, except now she possesses the power to change the fate of the people wheeled into the morgue the night before, if she can find them before tragedy strikes. So an interesting... she's got a calling, and that is to save the dead. So, should be interesting. Selected episode commentary on this. Deleted scenes with optional commentary by the creator and executive producer. Finding the Calling, the pilot, The True Path, Season 1, and Evil Comes Calling, a late season twist featurettes. Somebody Help Me music video by Full Blown Rose. All right. Liking it. I will put that with the other one, because I haven't watched that yet. So I didn't want to watch season 2 until I watched season 1. I didn't find it streaming anywhere. Maybe it is by now, but when I looked, it wasn't. Last package, pretty good sized package here. Pretty sure I know what this is. This is going to be a little trickier to open, so let me see what I can do. I don't want to cut into this. This was a somewhat pricey. I mean, not really for what it is, but a little bit pricey. Well, first, there's tape on it, so let me see if I can cut the tape off. Let me get at the actual card. Yeah, whatever underneath. Yeah, I'll tell you what. My brain in the last week or so, ever since my wife's mom died, has not. She's not been good. My wife, and I think that's part. Well, okay, that one. Never cut towards you with a knife, people. I think that's part of what's going on here. In fact, she's going to bed. It's like 8:30. She's heading to bed. She's really exhausted, and yeah, it's not good. But you know, like anything else, you live through things and you get through things. It just sometimes takes a little time. Okay, that did go all the way through, and I felt it hit something, but not the point. So I think I'm all right. He has certainly bubble wrapped this, so that's good news. Like I said, this is somewhat expensive. I think it was in short supply. Boy, these, you know, let me tell you what it is while I'm hacking away at this. It was a series back in the 90s, I think, called Forever Night. And I have the first 2 seasons. It was a trilogy, I guess like a mini-series, you'd say. A trilogy, and I have the first 2 seasons. I remember watching the first season when it was on and enjoyed it. And then somehow I lost track of it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they moved the night it was on, or I just got something else going on then. So I didn't see it after the first season, as I recall. Might have been the first 2. I never saw the ending, I know that. So I haven't seen the whole thing. So, yeah, this is a trick to open this. Thank you, eBay person, for wrapping it this well, I must say. And yeah, it includes bubble wrapping, which is always nice on something like this. Get rid of this. A really tricky shot here. I've got to go over the arm of a chair into just a little, just fell short of the arm. Oh well, here's the bubble wrap, along with my receipt inside, I think. Wow, this guy really, you know, once in a while you run across a good eBayer, and this guy certainly is, from what I can tell so far. Package looks really good. We shall see we shall see here, but let's see how they rated it. Yeah, it's got the slip on it, some outside damage, so we'll see how we rated this thing. Yeah, it's got some crunching damage here, but doesn't look like it was from the shipment, so I'm going to say it was like that. But the inside looks pretty nice. Forever Night. It's got the disc. Should have the insert. Does have the insert, the episode guide. Not much to it, but gives you something. Looks almost brand new on the inside. 5 discs. Say it's the 3rd season. It's on DVD. Not through with the outer slipcase that it's in, but it's not dreadful. It's certainly passable, but it is a little smushed. So I'll have to report that to the dude and see what he says. So I believe he said it was like new. This doesn't qualify as like new. I don't know if you can tell here, but the thing is like smushed here. Like new is supposed to look like new. You know, it really should be like good. And I'm really careful of how I rate my things. I mean, when I sell something, like if I was going to sell this, I would say, let's see, these are all still good. Yeah, these are all good. Everything's where it should be. Nothing's out of place. This disc is. Where's this disc supposed to go? It's odd. I get a loose disc flying around here from someplace. Is this one of these tricky things that I'm supposed to be able to figure out? Oh, this is one on top of the other, I think, here at the back. Okay, that's what happens. Yeah, I got that. All right. Yeah, they put two on top of one here. Yeah, I would say this is like, you know, probably very good. Certainly not like new. Pretty good though. I'd say very good for something like this. It's, you know, it shows a little wear, but not much. Really not much. It's almost like new. Pretty darn close. But you know, something like this would be probably very good. It's got all the discs in it. It's got still got the book that came with it, I think. If the book came with it, I guess there was no book with this one. Anyway, you'll see this later on in my TV. See both of those in my TV thing. So that was Forever Night, and I combined that with The Martian and Sweet Home Alabama, and then last but not least, True Calling Season 1, which looks interesting the way they did that. So I'll look forward to watching all these. You know, I was looking through my collection yesterday, and I don't know how many of you have experienced this, but I was looking at all the things I haven't watched all of. You know, I've watched part of it, but not all of it. And there's quite a bit on the TV side especially. I've watched, you know, the first 6 seasons of Supernatural. Now, I've watched all of The Next Generation, Star Trek. I've watched quite a, you know, I've watched a lot. I've watched all of Friends. I've watched all of Castle. I've watched, you know, so there's a lot of things I've watched all of it. There's some, though, I haven't. The Wonder Years, I did watch all of Weeds. But the Wonder Years back here, I haven't watched all of that. I've watched, like, the first 2 seasons, I think. So it becomes tricky because new stuff like this is coming out all the time that I want to watch. And I wonder how many of you go through that. This might be a good topic for another video, rather than just ramble here for a few minutes. I want to try to keep this under 15 for a lot of reasons. But I wonder how many of you go through that where you've got stuff in your collection. You say to yourself, you know, I want to own that. A good example is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I bought it. I had the old set, individual DVDs. I sold those for like $40 for the whole thing. And I bought the one I bought for like $30, but it was missing one of the discs, which is why I got it for $30. And this is like a box thing like this. It opens up at the top, sort of like this, where'd it go? The Hammer Monster Collection up there. The box opens up, the top right falls down. So I really like that style. It takes up less room on my shelf. I just like the look of it. I got that for like $40. It was kind of a wash, but I had to pay the shipping. And I kept the disc from the other DVD and replaced the disc that was missing here. And notified the person that it was missing a disc, by the way. I sold the whole collection for $40 and said it's missing a disc. And the person was fine with that. So, you know, but my point is I watched the whole thing, but I haven't watched it on the discs. I mean, I've watched the whole series. Now I own the series, but I haven't watched it, the whole thing. I've watched parts of it. I get a lot of stuff like that. I may make a separate video on that. But for now, it's just about the 15-minute mark. So I'm gonna end it here. Look for more of my TV stuff, and thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.